Hello everybody, this is Sherry with the CGH Health Foundation and welcome to What's Cooking CGH. I am a health coach and an amateur chef, and today I'm going to show you how to make a very simple black bean burger recipe. It's something that the kids can help you with, and I think that you and the kids will both really enjoy it. So this recipe has just a few ingredients, and it starts off with a can of black beans. And I have rinsed and drained these. The black beans that I chose were these from a local grocery store. And when I'm looking for any canned beans or any canned product in general, the first thing that I always look at is the sodium content. So I chose these because they're a very low sodium black bean choice. Really simple. This is another thing the kids will be able to help you with and have fun with. Is I'm just taking my trusty old potato masher, and this potato masher I just realized is over 30 years old. I've had it since I first got married. And the first thing you're going to do is just mash those beans. And you want to get them to the point where you really can't see too many whole beans. So they need to be good and mashed. And let's see if you can see what that looks like there. And as I look at it, and you see that didn't take very long at all. But I think I've gotten to that point now where I really can't see any beans that are whole. So let me scrape off my masher just a little bit. And that's the first ingredient, is just a can of mashed beans. The second green ingredient that I'm going to put in are quick oats. And if you don't have quick oats, you can always take your whole oats and put them in your little Ninja blender. That's what I did here, and pulse them 5 or 6 times. And so you want the oats to be finer. And I'm going to add those into the bowl. So that's about a cup of quick oats. The next thing you're going to add is some salsa. So this is kind of a Southwest flavored burger. And I chose a medium salsa. If the people in your family aren't real comfortable with heat, or spice, you could choose a less spicy salsa. But that's what I did, just a plain old salsa. And I'm going to put in 3/4 cup of salsa. That's what goes in next. Okay. The next ingredient is kind of special. Now, you don't have to use this. There are substitutions, but I am a big fan of chipotle flavoring. And so what I'm going to put in is just the liquid from a can of chipotle chilies. And I'm only going to do about a tablespoon. So you kind of have to squish the chilies around until you can just get the liquid out. And I got about a tablespoon there. The chilies you can use for all kinds of things. I like to make chili, add them to chili. If I didn't have so much of the liquid left, I would take my little food processor and really process it to kind of liquefy it. These can tend to be spicy, so again, if there are people in your family who do not enjoy spicy foods, you might want to leave it out. If you like the spice but you don't want to invest in a can of chilies, you can also substitute some chipotle chili powder. And the reason that I really like this flavor is that it makes it smoky. That's what a chipotle is. Chipotle is a smoked jalapeno pepper, and it's in that adobo sauce, which is kind of garlicky and a little bit of vinegar, etc. So it adds that level of smokiness to the burger. If you wanted the smoke without the heat, you could also add just a few drops of liquid smoke. But that's what I like to put in. I like to put in that sauce from the can of chipotle peppers. And that lasts a long time. It's kind of just like a pickle. It'll last a long time in your refrigerator, so don't worry that you're opening a can and just using the sauce and you don't know what you're going to do with it for a while. So I'm going to try to mix this up just a little bit. Still some spices, and again, this is a very forgiving recipe. So if you have people who don't like spice, you don't have to add all the spices. I'm going to add a teaspoon of just a basic chili powder, something pretty much everybody's got in the cabinet. I'm going to put a teaspoon of chili powder in there. I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. That's really all you need there. And another flavor that I really like that is in that Southwest family is cumin. And so I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of cumin to my burger recipe. Okay. And again, if you don't like any of these things, you can leave them out. This is a very forgiving recipe. And we're just going to take a minute or two here to get everything well incorporated. And it mixes up pretty good. One of the things that is great about these is that a bean burger is very high in fiber. It's going to be very low in cholesterol, and you're adding the oatmeal in there, so you've got plenty of fiber and no cholesterol from the oatmeal as well. If you want to make these gluten-free, make sure that you look for a gluten-free oats. A lot of oats have been processed in places where they also process wheat, but it can be a completely gluten-free product if you choose gluten-free oats. So there, got that all mixed up, and it is looking good. At this point, you're going to take this mixture and put it in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. You want to firm it up a little bit before you form your patties. And I just happen to have some over here that I did earlier. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is to form our patties. And let me show you a quick little trick with this. Portion size for these burgers is about a half a cup. And that is about the portion size for if you're going to eat beans or if you're going to eat oats. About a half a cup is a serving size. So we're going to make the burgers about a half a cup. So I'm just using my measuring cup, my half cup measuring cup. The one I'm using has got a flat bottom on it. And I'll show you what I do is if I'm going to drop it. This is a cookie sheet that is covered with some parchment paper. Bring it back here so you can see it. And I just put the half cup of burger mixture on there. I'm going to use the bottom of my cup to kind of flatten it out. And that makes just about a perfect looking little burger. You can see it there. And I flattened it just a little bit more. If you want it to be perfectly shaped, you can perfectly shape it. So that's a half a cup. And when it comes to cooking these burgers, you got several different options. I chose to bake it. And that is a good way to do it. It takes like 25 or 30 minutes to bake the burger at 375 degrees. If you have an air fryer, you can put these on the air fryer. That only takes maybe like 10 minutes in the air fryer after it's been preheated, and that gets them nice and crispy on the outside. You can put these in, my favorite way to cook any kind of burger is in a cast iron pan to get it really hot on top of my stove and sear the burgers in there. When you think about it, everything in there is already cooked, so they don't take a whole lot of time to cook. You're basically just wanting to get everything really hot. If you wanted to cook these on the grill, I don't recommend dropping them on a charcoal grill. They are probably going to stick and crumble when you turn them over. If you want to cook it outside, take it on a cookout or something like that and put it on the charcoal grill, I would recommend laying down a level of aluminum foil on the grill before you put the burger on there, and a non-stick aluminum foil probably would work best. And so you could cook it on the grill and turn it over there if you have it on aluminum foil. So for me, this is going in the oven for about 25 minutes at 375 degrees. I do have one that I already cooked, and I have it on a plate here with a nice whole grain bun. I'm going to really play off the Southwest flavors with mine, and so to top mine, I'm going to use just a few slices of avocado. I've got a nice slice of juicy tomato and a beautiful leaf of lettuce. That's going on there. And of course you can put ketchup, you can put mustard, whatever you want. So anyway, that is my easy black bean burger. And the What's Cooking CGH is also a blog, and you can find it at the CGH website. If you go to the Foundation tab and the pull-down menu, you'll find What's Cooking CGH, and you will find this, the Easy Black Bean Burger recipe, and lots of other healthy recipes out there. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. I'm going to give it a taste. Really good.